What up? What up? What up? I get asked a lot of times about should I start my own truck authority, and I thought I would just talk about that. There's pros and cons, with an authority. I'm gonna start off from scratch. If you're just getting into the truck business, you know, you have two ways to get in. You can come in as an owner operator and lease on to a carrier or another truck authority. And what you're doing essentially is buying services from that authority, insurance, etc. Or you can be the carrier, meaning you can start your own truck authority, DOT number, MC number, yada yada yada. So let's just dive in a little bit. The cheapest and fastest way to get into the business, the truck business, is to buy a truck as an owner operator. If you're not driving the truck, then you're not operating it. Then you're more like an investor, fleet owner. But then you would lease on to a carrier. Now that carrier would sponsor your cargo liability insurance, meaning you would latch on to their master policy, and the insurance company would say, hey, you're adding on another truck, give us another $1,000 to $1,600 a month to add on this truck for cargo liability. So when the driver is on the road, you have that insurance there. Then you have the bobtail insurance, which just covers the physical truck itself, all right, between loads. Has nothing to do with the cargo. So you as an owner operator, you're leasing on. Then you're getting your dispatching services from the carrier as well, right? You're buying dispatching services because they're going to charge you a fee anywhere from as low as 12, 13% to as high as 20, 25% of your weekly revenue. So the carrier also can get you your portion tags, meaning your plates to drive all 48 states. That can be under the carrier name, so it's cheaper. You can get your own, of course, but the bottom line is, as an owner operator, you're responsible still for your own expenses, but you're saving money on the insurance, right? Because you're getting a cheaper, you're getting just a cargo liability for your vehicle. You're not getting the full, excuse me, you don't have to cover the insurance as a carrier. So your insurance is cheaper, and you don't have to worry about all of the compliance paperwork that's involved with supporting a full carrier, a full truck authority. So you're just basically responsible for your unit, and that's it. All right. But you can only grow, right? That's the pro. That's the positive side of being an owner op. But you can only grow by buying additional trucks. If you want to grow out your fleet, you got to go out and buy another truck. All right. Truck is 80,000 or whatever. So that's the way of growing as an owner operator. You go out and buy additional trucks to add to your fleet. And you're going to be paying a percentage of your revenue to the house, right? Which is the truck authority. But that's the fastest way out. Now, if you're new, I would suggest you go that route. Now, let's talk about the truck authority. Truck authority, people want to open up their own, I got my own MC, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, that's nice, but let's talk about that. First of all, there's a waiting period. When you set up your DOT and MC number, then you have a 21-day waiting period. Well, TSA does the background. This is all federally regulated. Trucks is a federal program, federally regulated. So TSA does a background check on you. You make sure you have not, done some shady stuff in the past under another authority or whatever else. That's 21 days. So you can have a truck right now, but you can't run it until that background check is complete. So it's a little bit of a waiting. Second, you're going to probably spend more on your insurance, right? Depending on what state you're in. I mean, if you're in Oregon or Montana, then the rates will be lower. But if you're in, because it's based on population of where your authority is domiciled in. So the Midwest is cheaper. North Carolina is cheaper. Pennsylvania is a little bit cheaper. But Florida is probably, in Florida, New York, the tri-state area is very expensive. Georgia, a little bit cheaper. But so you're going to spend money on the authority though, right? And then that's going to cost you more. You're going to put down $3,000 or $4,000 or $2,000, whatever else, to get your authority insurance going. You have, and you can get past that. But what a lot of people get caught up in though, on the con side of having an authority, is for the first 3 to 4 months, you're going to struggle with getting loads because most brokers don't want to try you out. They don't want to say, hey, this guy's new, let's see what he can do. No, they don't want that, because the load that you're pulling may be worth, $50,000. They don't want to chance it. So they will want to go with more established carriers. So if you just open up your authority and your authority is 20 days old, 30 days old, you're going to struggle a little bit trying to get loads. You may only make $4,500 a week because the brokers will turn you down. I'm sorry, you're too new. You're too new. Come back when you're 3 months, when you're 4 months. So that's the downside. That's one of the downsides of having your own authority. One of the downsides is it takes you longer to get rolling because of the waiting period. It's going to cost you more because it's going to come out of pocket with a larger down payment for your insurance. And then the third thing is you can't maximize your revenue because a lot of brokers, most brokers, are going to be hesitant to deal with you if you're under 4 months, your baby authority, right? So you can't really get those, those full, $6,000 a week loads. You're going to find it very challenging to do. Trust me, very challenging. So that's the downside of having your own authority, right? What is the upside? The upside is, then plus you have more paperwork. You have a lot of compliance reporting, that you have to submit to the various states, fuel tax, IFTA, and you got this compliance report. You got to deal with the FMCSA clearinghouse. You got other paperwork. You have much more paperwork to deal with when you have your own authority than if you are just a standalone investor with your own truck, your own operator, right? Who's leased on to another authority. So, but when you own the authority, the upside is, if you're in it for the long term, the upside is you can grow your authority. You can grow your truck company without buying more trucks. You can have people lease on to you and charge them a fee, charge them anywhere from, 6 to 8% fee to be attached to your house, right? You're the carrier, you're the authority that they need. For instance, the owner operator we talked about first, that person needs to lease on to someone to get the insurance and everything else, to buy dispatching services. So you can be that person if you have your own authority, if you can get past the first 4 or 5 months growing pain. But you can grow your fleet out by bringing on other trucks as owner ops, leasing on to you and charging 5 to 7% of their weekly gross. So you can turn around and have 15, 20 trucks, each one of them giving you, let's say, 6%, 5%, 6% weekly. So you don't have to go out there and buy additional trucks to grow your company, right? You may only have 2 trucks, or 1 or 2 trucks that you own yourself, but you may have 5 or 6 that lease on to you, each paying you a percentage of the weekly. And then now they need you for dispatching services. They need you for, the cargo liability. So if the cargo liability, if you have a good policy and the cargo liability, say, cost you, say $1,200 to bring on an additional truck, maybe you charge them $1,300, $1,400. You charge them a little admin fee so you can make a little small money off of the insurance. Maybe you charge them, the dispatching services cost you, if you're in-house, maybe if you run the numbers down, you're looking at it cost you 4%, 4.5% to provide dispatching if it's in-house. Then maybe you charge the dispatching, 5, 6% to your owner operator. You may charge the owner operator a flat 18% after you add everything together, right? But you're making money off of the owner operators, the fleet owners who are leasing on to your authority. So that's how money is made as having your truck authority once you get past those first 4 months of growing pains and a bigger, larger insurance down payment. So, but if you want to do this the smarter way, in my opinion, to grow your company is start out as an owner operator, your first truck, you lease on to a carrier, right? And then now once you're ready for the second truck, then you set up your authority, right? Your MC number, DOT number, and you put your second truck on your own authority. So the first truck is still leased on to someone else. It's you're able to make that $6,000, $7,000 a week or whatever, and that will offset and that will supplement the income for your second truck until you hit that 4th month mark. Once you hit 4 months, right? Excuse me. Once you hit that 4th month, now you should have no problem getting loads. 6 months is even better, but those first 4 months is the toughest. Right? So at least you have the first truck leased somewhere else making the most money, so you can kind of supplement and you don't feel it as much. And then now once you pass that 4th, 5th month, now you can take your truck back from where it's being leased on to and put it on your own authority. And now you have 2 trucks on your own authority. That's the smarter way, in my opinion, to get into the truck company, get into the trucking business with your own authority. You do your authority setup secondarily, not first. Lease on first, run that for 6 months or whatever, 5, 6 months. Do your authority second, put your second or third truck on your authority. Then you see what I'm saying? Then you bring everything back to home base. So, and that just kind of, it's a smarter way to do it. It maximizes the benefits of having your own authority, because that's for the long haul, right? As long as you don't mind doing all the paperwork. There's a lot of paperwork involved with it. But like I said, you know, the benefit of having your authority in the long run is you can grow out your authority and not spend money on trucks. Just do some advertising, some marketing, and get people to lease on. You offer them a great rate, 15%, 16%, or less, depending on what your expenses are. Have them lease on to you. You provide top-notch dispatch services and inexpensive insurance relative to what they're paying. And maybe you have a yard where they can park their vehicles at. Like right now I'm in a truck yard. I don't know if you can see all the trucks. All right. So I park my trucks over by the airport. So maybe, as an authority, you provide, truck parking, and, you provide, insurance, allow your owner ops to buy insurance through your company and things of that nature. And you turn around, you'll have 15, 20 trucks, you see? So hope this video helped you, so that you don't just jump out the window and set up your authority just to say you can have, hey, I got my own authority. No, you want to do it strategically. You want to do it so that you can minimize the money you're spending and maximize your efforts, right? And if you want to hire my company to set you up with your own, either as an owner-operator, as an investor, owner-operator, because you don't have to drive. If you're not driving, then you're a fleet owner, you're an investor, right? So if you want to be an investor and have a few trucks on the road, you contact me. This is what we do. We set up companies. If you want your own authority, we do that for you. We manage that for you as well. All right. My name is Gerard Fairley. It's about 13 minutes, 14 minutes. And I'll have my link below this video. Let's make money.